let's add a fun pocket to our stitch journal here. So if you guys need to get caught up, I will put on the end screen on how I made this little stitch journal with you guys. Okay, so what I want to do today is work on showing you guys how to make a patch square similar to this. You know, you can do a variety. I went ahead and did a bunch just to show you guys you don't have to do it exactly like this one. I mean, you know, you could do different stitches, different ways to add things to it, different fabrics, different colors of threads, of course, or, you know, embroidery floss is what I'm using, just the DMC. And what I used today was just red, black, and then I got white. So I got everything ready over here, prepared, little on my needles. So I got all that, so let's get started. So what I'm gonna do is I just got some coffee and tea dyed fabrics here. Okay, so let's move all this to the side. We can leave some examples here, like this. And what I want to do, so this is gonna be one side of my pocket, I decided, okay? So this size that I worked on. So I wanna make them roughly, the other side roughly the same size. So let's see, I got some squares cut out, and I just cut them and, you know, snipped them and then ripped them. So just lay them out. This is how I've been doing it. So just kind of see how they line up. And you want to overlap them at least 1/4 of an inch or so, because we're gonna sew them together. Okay, and they don't have to be perfect by any means, but just roughly, because this is going to be the other side of the pocket. Okay, so something like that would work just fine. And then you can always fray the edges. And like I always say, when you fray the edges, mine's starting to overflow here, my little rat's nest here, keep your little threads. Keep all the little threads, because these are great for clusters and adding, you know, like how we did on here. We did some couching stitch throughout with our little threads. So you can incorporate for sure. Okay, so I'm just overlapping these, taking my little pins and just making sure I don't pin it down to the other pocket. But so I'm just roughly just making it the right, you know, the same size as the other one. And then just overlap it. You can even go like this and have this one go over the top. I mean, however you want to do it. I like the frayed edge on that one. And then this one could go underneath. You can do it like that. So really, it's a preference, however you want to do it. Yeah, so I just been sitting out in my comfy chair and just stitching away. These are great just to sit with it on your lap. And I mean, like I say, it's just a great way to just relax and bring down your blood pressure and just do some fun little stitching, you know. Okay, I'm just pinning it together. And it's really not about perfection, anything like that. It's just about the process, really, you know. And with whatever you come out with at the end is just what's meant to be, and that's just the way it was going to be that day, and you just kind of go with it. You don't need to sit there and go, oh, that's not the perfect stitch, and rip it out and get a headache about it and pull your hair out. And no. That's the process of slow stitching, is just to go with the flow, you know, go with the stitch. That's the process. Okay, so here we go. So those are pretty lined up. Those will make great little pockets. Okay, so we know we're using that one. And then all we do is grab our color we want. Now, if you want, you could do a basting stitch and get the pins out, but I just leave them in. Excuse me. Can I get a drink here? It's been so dry because we have the weather hitting right now with just all that cold weather. By the time you guys watch this, it'll be done and over with, but it is heading, you know, we're over in the coast over in Oregon, so we're the west coast, and then that cold front hit us, and now it's moving, you know, of course, towards everyone on the other side here of the states, just moving on over. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to do a running stitch. So just kind of just do what you want, you know, just kind of stitch it together, running stitches, and then you can switch colors and do, you know, some red, and then you could do some X's or crosses or, you know, cross stitching stuff, and then just different little things that you want to do here. So I'm just kind of piecing it together. But yeah, it's just we had that ice storm, you know, and then there's just snow all over the ground, and it just makes it so dry. It really does. To drink a lot more water. Okay. I mean, we had our the power on and off. It's just been, oh geez, we got down to we did 7 hours without power, and we don't have a fireplace or anything. We used to, but the pipe, one day when I lit the fire, the pipe started having sparks come out of the top of it. So we decided to just go ahead and just take it out. This couple, you know, maybe 5-6 years ago. And so now we don't even have a fireplace, but we wished we did the other night. It's like, geez, it got pretty cold in the house. But we just put our comforters on us and covered up and had the animals on us, just the cats and the dog, and kept us warm. And, you know, by the time you get kind of cold, the power came back on, and we turned all the heaters and stuff on. So, I mean, everything worked out, but it's just scary with this weather going on. I'd love to hear in the comments, you know, if everybody's okay and safe, and if you guys went through it okay, and maybe something, just let me know. I'd love to hear in the comments. Hoping you and your families are doing good. I know this will definitely be post after the fact, but I want to definitely know what's going on. It's like, it's so scary out there right now. And then all you got to do is, if you want, you could take, go like this, and do some crosses, like that. And just keep tugging it like that if you don't want it all bunched up, because I tend to pull pretty hard, and I don't mean to. So you can do opposite. We can go here and do a little plus sign. So you just kind of go through and see how you want to do it. That's the point of cross stitch, is just, or slow stitch, is to sit and just kind of not really think about it too much. Just stitch, you know. That's great, and I love getting on here and having conversations and talking to you guys, and, you know, telling stories and all that fun stuff. Okay, so we're just gonna go like this. So you can see, now I got that, and then let's look around. Buttons are always fun. You can always incorporate a button and then put some of the thread behind it. Add some fun fabrics like that. We can even take it and do a little fan fabric. So all I did was this. You just take it, and I just do a little snip, and you can rip it. This is always a fun thing to do with scraps. And then just take it and go like this. And you can just make a little fan. Just do a little accordion like that. And let's put it here is a good spot. Take our little pin. Just to hold it into place. Just doing a running stitch. I think you guys are gonna love this pocket. I think it's a fun little idea to be able to hold all your little bits and scraps that you want to, you know, incorporate later into your scrap journal or your stitch journal. And yeah, I'll show you where you can put a needle to have it. So it's just a great little thing, little stitch book that you can take along with you, you know, like if you're going on a little trip or just waiting for a doctor's appointment or something, and you just have your little stitch journal you can grab and take out. And I mean, there's just so many, you know, times that you're just waiting and you're sitting there, and you know, it's great. Or just to have it and carry it around and have it by your comfy spot where you can just grab it and just do some stitching anytime you want, and you have all your little scrap bits and pieces in it just ready to go. I love that kind of stuff, just to have it handy, you know. So I'm just taking it and stitching it down. There we go. Let's see, we still got some left here. Might as well keep going. So we can take that out. Let's see. I know I want to incorporate, we'll cut out this flower and go ahead and put that down. And I'll show you guys how I did this one here. Like that. What else did I do? So it's fun to just take some more here. I mean, we can even take the little fun little dots. I love the wording too. Here, maybe we'll just do this. I love this fabric. You know, I tell you guys, of course, but my mom's a quilter, and she sent me a bunch of fun fabrics, and I was like, I should coffee dye this, because I love coffee dye and everything and making everything grungy, but I love the contrast that this does. I love that, you know, we got all coffee dyed, tea dyed in the background, grungy, and then the pop of white. I'm loving it. And then the red, white, and black. I don't know. I just was in love with it. So I figured I'd just go with it, right? So this is going to be down here at the bottom. Let's see. I might have got overzealous here. I got too much happening. I kind of like that. I like how grungy that is. Here, let's just do this. We'll make it tiny. So a French knot. You just take it, put your needle up top, like this, wrap it around once, stick it down right on the, not through the same hole. You gotta go like a couple little threads of stitching over, so you're not going through the same hole, and give it a tug like that, and then just pop it through. And you'll have a cute little knot, just like that. Okay. So I'm just gonna do that and do a bunch just going around here. So you just hold it up here and do it twice. So just wrap it around twice. Then go over, give it a little tug, and then, so you just gotta make sure you tug it. And once you give it a good tug, you can let go of it because it got wrapped around it good enough. And then you can just pull it through, just like that. So there we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and put a bunch around. Okay, so I went ahead and did some French knots just in black, and then I added a little red here. And I like how that turned crooked. I think that's really interesting. That's fun. And I went along running stitch, came back here, and these aren't super close together, so I'm just kind of doing just a whip stitch here where I'm going one side and making sure I'm catching both fabrics here. So sometimes, you know, you just go with the flow of what's happening with the fabric and just work with it. I mean, really, it's that easy. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm just piecing it together. So just make sure to catch both of them and go all the way down, and I'll tie it off. And then I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out and just trim all the way around it. Went ahead and just cut around it. And then I took my fingers and went like this and frayed it, because I think that looks kind of fun. Okay, and I'm just gonna place it on the bottom here where I want it. I like that. And I just did a running stitch here to attach right here. So that's the fun part, is just to go through and just attach things however you want to do it. And my go-to is a running stitch because it's fun and easy and just, you know, methodical, and you just sit there and just do a little running stitch. Get lost in your thoughts. And everything turns out really pretty. That's the fun part about slow stitching. That no matter what stitch you are using, it turns out great. Because it's your work of art. And like I said, I think it's just the process of actually doing it. Okay. So I'm just gonna take it, and you do different lengths, like this one's short and you go longer, you know, pop up shorter, make it longer, however you want to do them. I think they look great when they're all different sizes. There's no, you know, rhyme or reason to any of it. It just makes the eye wander, and it looks great, you know, so you can look all around and just kind of see all the different stitching, and yeah, I just love it. So I'm going to continue doing this, and I'm just going to do this to each petal. Just go up and down here, just like that, and pop it. And then if you don't want it all bunched up, just kind of give it a little tug. All right, so I went ahead and I got that all sewn down, and I think it turned out really good. Then I went ahead and put it together like how I would want it a pocket and how I want to piece it together here. So this is how I want it, just like that. I don't mind that upside down. I think that'll be cute. So we're just gonna have it, so when it goes in, it'll go in like this to the journal. It's a little stitch journal. Okay, so let's open it up like that. And I'm going to take just a scrap piece of fabric here and line it up. I don't want it poking over the top, so maybe 1/4 inch down. Same here at the bottom. Okay. So just like that, and I'm just going to just do a stitch down here. And it's probably going to show on the other side, but I think that's okay. Let's just do this. So I'm just attaching it. We'll just look at the other side when we're done and see what happened. Because I think that's fun. I think it's fun to have just random stitches around in your little stitch journal. But this is just taking a little scrap piece of fabric and attaching it, because this is going to make it easy to bind it into your journal. Just give it security here. So it's a running stitch. Like that. Okay, so it's all attached. We're going to do the same over here and leave, I mean, you don't need much of a gap. Just 1/8 of an inch or so, and then go over. Okay, because then that'll be on the inside showing, not the outside. And nobody's going to see the inside. Okay. There we go. Now, let's see. See, that doesn't look bad. See, I didn't catch it right there. So let's just, we can just pop right back up. There we go. And then we take it, just to look at it. You can see, you got your little fabric here. And I have my poly wax thread. Love this stuff. And I just have it on a big needle right here. Okay. And what we're gonna do, I wanna put it right here. I want it inside right here. Just get it where you want it. Okay. And if you want, you can clamp, you know, clamp down. I can go grab my clamps real quick. Then it won't move. It just stays where you want it. Okay, so this is a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So I'm just making sure it's tucked in where I want it here. And I'm going to pop it down. I'm just going to do it right beside my other one. Just right there. Leaving a tail on the inside. Then we're going to go through the top. So I'm just going to line up right here. Make sure I'm going through where I want. Okay. Then we're going to go down through the bottom. Make sure everything looks good on the inside. Then we're going to go through the middle. So through the same middle hole. That. You can undo your clamps. So put your these strings on the outs or underneath the middle one, and then we're just going to tie it off. So I'm just going to do a double knot. Cut this short because we don't want it in the way. And then we just take it, fold it in half. So now we're bound in. So it's not going anywhere. Okay? And what I'm going to do is just take my floss here and make a pocket. Now, you could stitch here and have a pocket where you have a pocket go like this, and you can slide things in and out. You could do bottom and up and then have a pocket on top, which I think that's what I want to do. Here, we can pin it. So just to make sure nothing's going to move on us here. running stitch just to close all this off. And then we have ourselves a fun pocket. Even if you pop through something that you've sewn together, we're just attaching it all together. And just make sure you're getting both sides, you know. There we go. So it's as easy as that. Oh my goodness, we got a pocket. Is that fun? So it's all bound in there, just like that. Okay, so let's see. So we got some fun little goodies we could put in here. Let's see. So I got some fabric scraps I'm gonna work on later. We put those in there. And then just some little fun little pieces. You know, maybe we'll dye them. That'd be fun. So I have a fun project I want to do next in here with you guys. So definitely make sure to stay tuned. I got some laces, some grungy pieces. Those are always fun. I know I can get crazy and pack this full. Just some more little squares and just different things like that. So, I mean, you can get a lot in here. Look at that. That's a good little pocket. So that's a good little traveling pocket. And then the cool thing about where you can put your needles is when I did this last time with you guys, is this fun little flip that we worked on. And that'll be in the playlist, so if you guys want to come check it out. But this is a great place to put your needles. You can just put your needles right on here, do some little